Namaste. Welcome to Master Yourself Academy's YouTube channel. This is NARMADA RAO, psychologist and an NLP trainer. Today we're going to talk about how important it is to acknowledge emotions of one another. A simple story to begin with. Once when I was working in an organization, somebody came into our office space and he started screaming. He really started yelling. And all of us stood up from our workstations and we were looking at the man wondering what happened. In the meantime, my manager walked up to him and he said, "Hi, I'm so-and-so and I'm the manager here. How can I help you?" And then he started talking about something. He was still screaming. So he said, "Sure, come, let's just go and talk." And then he took him aside to a room and he spoke to him. After about a good 10 minutes, both of them came out of the room smiling and shaking hands with each other. And I was surprised. I was baffled. A man who came in with that level of emotions is walking out with a great smile and shaking hands with my manager. So as soon as that person left, I walked up to my manager and I said, "What did you do in those 10 minutes? How did this person change so much?" My manager simply smiled and he said, "He was upset about something. I only asked him what's happened and how can I help him with that." And he was reasonable, he was understanding, so he spoke to me about it. And he said, usually when people go through emotions, it is important to acknowledge and it is important to make them feel heard. That was a great takeaway for me. Most of the times, or at least sometimes in life, we are faced with situations where we cannot really understand the other person's emotion. Maybe we've not come across a similar situation in life. Maybe we don't know what it is to feel like the way they're feeling. Like for example, if I'm someone who's never experienced death at close quarters, and if I'm hearing somebody else talk about how they've lost someone whom they've loved and how much it's hurting them, I might not be able to completely relate to it, but it is still important that I acknowledge it. If someone is upset about something and someone is saying, "I am suicidal about it, I want to kill myself," or something like that, it might not make sense to me because I'm unable to comprehend why they're feeling that magnitude of emotions for such a simple issue in my thinking. But it might not be that simple for them. It might be their entire life for them. So instead of trying to validate why somebody feels that way or question it, it is important for me to acknowledge. Acknowledge means not to agree. Acknowledge means to say, "Yes, I'm with you. I'm hearing you out." So it is important to acknowledge so that the other person feels that yes, somebody is there to hear me out, somebody is there to listen to me. And it's not that we wake up and we pre-decide what we're going to feel in every situation, right? None of us think next 10 minutes I'm going to feel angry, after that I'm going to feel happy. No, we don't. Emotions are things that happen in your unconscious, in a background. So you can't rationalize it with your logical thoughts saying you should feel this way or you should not feel this way. Because it is an unconscious process that is happening, if you acknowledge it, the other person feels heard, and once they feel heard, they're more likely to think about their own reaction to it and figure out whether it was appropriate or not. So the next time you hear somebody say something or react to certain things in a certain way, instead of you reacting back or trying to validate their emotion or trying to call it right or wrong, first hear them out. If a child says, "I don't want to go to school," or if a child says, "I hate math," or "I hate something," instead of trying to tell them, "No, you're not supposed to say this, no, you're not supposed to say that," first understand what is making the child say that. Only when you understand the other person's perspective or where they're coming from or what makes them feel a certain way about something, you can at least have the liberty to do something about it. Without even knowing why somebody is saying something, if you're attempting to just throw a blanket statement saying, "Change it, you can't feel that way," the other person cannot change. They can't help themselves. So hear people out, first seek to understand what happened which makes people feel a certain way, acknowledge it, and then see what is it that you can do about it. But it's very, very important to give them that freedom and that space to allow themselves to express what they're feeling. Only when you allow individuals to express themselves, they will turn out to be the best form of themselves. So here's wishing you all of that. God bless and stay happy. And if you like this, please hit like and subscribe to our channel. And for more information, visit www.masteryourself.in. Thank you so much for watching.